Hello, my friends. I wanted to sit down today and share some thoughts that I have about some recent things going on. The huge, massive disclaimer, if you know me, you know that I don't like to get involved in the drama of anything. This is a community of people, though, so there are going to be disagreements. There are going to be times that you don't see eye to eye with people, and so obviously drama is a given, conflict is a given. I do like to stay out of it as much as I can, but I also am a paradox in the way where if I have something to say, I want to say it. You know what I mean? When it comes down to the name of Elvis Presley, and I think this is coming down to the name of Elvis Presley at the end of the day. And I just have some things I'd like to share and my point of view I'd like to share. I already know some people are going to disagree with me on this, and that is completely fine. I expect people to. I don't expect everybody to think like me or believe things in the way that I do or anything. So if you disagree with me, that's completely okay. If you feel the need to tell me that you disagree with me, I hope we can have a respectful conversation about it. I'm not looking to change your mind. I'm just looking to have respectful conversations and learn from you. I'd love to learn from you. I would love to consider myself open-minded as can be in the situation, but as a educated young fan, I would also like to share some of my thoughts on some of the things that are being shared and spread and talked about in this community. As a member of the community, as a almost 7-year member of this community, I would like to say some things. So that is what I'm going to do today. And I would like to kind of center it around the thought or the idea of gatekeeping Elvis. I made a post back in, I think like 2021 or 2020. I don't know. It was a while ago, but that gives me credibility in a way because I was thinking these things all the way back then, right? I was thinking about gatekeeping Elvis and things I was seeing in the community or without, like outside the community, whatever it was, of how people would make statements that were very targeted on the idea of, well, you're not a real fan or you don't deserve to be here in this community because you view Elvis as X, Y, and Z. You only listen to the movies. You don't care about blah, blah, blah. Or you don't listen to, like, I don't know. It was crazy stuff. Basically saying if you don't view Elvis as these things, or if you don't do these things as a fan, then you automatically are a lesser of a fan. I also want to be honest in this video and say that I used to struggle a ton with like gatekeeping myself, I feel like. And I'm going to be completely transparent about that. And I've talked to people about this too. Like I have. I used to struggle with thinking that, you know what, this is what Elvis is to me. This is what he means to me. And if I can't get other people to see him the way that I see him, then I'm failing him. That's what I used to think. Like, I used to think, okay, if I can't get people to agree with me on this, or if I can't get people to see what I'm seeing here in this situation, then I'm failing him. And, I don't want to do that. It wasn't centered around me. It was centered around the idea of, I don't want to disappoint him. And I felt so strongly about things. I was like, well, I have to win for him. You know what I mean? And that is a mindset that I have learned to let go of, especially in the past year, because I think that the beautiful thing about this community is the fact that not everybody's the same. Not everybody's going to think like you. Not everybody's going to share the same content as you. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, the common thread is Elvis Presley. And that is why we should all be here, period. That is one thing I'll always stand by. You should be here for Elvis Presley, but how you choose to show that or how you choose to display that or whatever is up to you. It's up to you. Your page, your content, your image that you create and establish for yourself is up to you. And I can look at that and I can say, oh, well, I don't think those things. I wouldn't choose to, portray myself that way or portray my content or display whatever I'm trying to say that way. But that's okay because it's not me. It's not me, and that's not my page. That's not my content. So I have the option to keep scrolling, to unfollow, to maybe, even look at it and go, oh, that's interesting. I never really thought about it before, and keep an open mind, maybe learn something. You know, you have options in this community to, you know, sit back and say, hey, this isn't really something I align myself with. Is it to the point where I need to like distance myself from it and just completely like go on my own direction? Or can I get along with them even though we don't see eye to eye? You know what I mean? And I think you can get along with everybody even if you don't see eye to eye. I mean, one of the common things I think about this that I've experienced is like opinions on like Priscilla, or opinions on, I don't know, like certain people in his life. You know, I think that's high grounds for debate all the time. I might not share the same views as some of you on Priscilla. I might not share the same views as you as some, like the Mafia, or like even Austin Butler. He's a massive fat figure in the Elvis community and a huge reason why people are even here in the first place. And I'm not an Austin Butler fan. So many people are though. And who am I to sit by and say, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You don't deserve to be here because you like Austin Butler. And I don't agree with that. So I'm going to tell you that you're doing, that's, to me, that's gatekeeping. That's gatekeeping. Because I think the whole thing that sticks out to me about this debate that's going on right now is the conversation of the young fans. And do the young fans have a voice? Should they have a voice? Should they have a voice? Should they be here? Should they be here as movie fans? Should they be here as just young people in general? I'm not a movie fan. I didn't come here because of the movie, but I am a young person and I make content about Elvis Presley as a young, educated person. So this is why it's speaking to me so much. And because so many people that I love here, that I consider part of my family here, are young people. So many. So I think this community, even since I've been here, which I came in 2019, 2020, it's changed so much. It has changed so much. This community is ever changing, ever evolving, ever reinventing itself. You know what I mean? And that can be scary to a lot of people, to watch it change and to realize like it's not the same as it was last year or the year before that or the year before that. You know what I mean? But it's still alive and it's still here. And this is my main thing. If there were no young people interested in Elvis, which I think would be the most depressing thing ever, if there was no next generation at all, don't you think that would be the moment he would die then? If there was nobody left to talk about him and to carry the torch and to care as we move forward, because I love and respect all of the original fans, all the people who were here when he was alive, all the people who've been here since, you know, the 80s when the house opened and like the tourism bubble started, and the original Gate Girls, like all these things, all these people who have earned the respect and, you know, image of being there since whenever. They are not going to be here forever. They're not going to be here forever. So when they're gone, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Would it be better if there was nobody after that? Like, I can't wrap my head around that. Whether or not you are here because you came here because of Austin Butler, or you came here because you like Baz Luhrmann, or you came here because you watched Lilo and Stitch once, or you came here because your mom gave you an album 1 year for your birthday and ever since then you've been hooked. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why you're here. It matters that you're here. It matters that you're here. It matters that his name is still in people's mouths 48 plus years after he's been gone. That's what matters. If there was nobody who cared enough to be here, then his legacy will live on forever. That will never die. But the demonstration of love and impact that he has left is alive in all of us who display it. And if there was nobody else left to display it after whoever knows how long, I can't, like, I get so worked up about it because I'm like, is that what you want? You want no young people here because we do things in different ways than the older fans would. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's what's concerning to me, because I think one of the most beautiful things about young people being here is the fact that he's never going away. He's never going away. I see 4-year-old kids at Elvis Week dancing up front and center, going up to the stage, getting scarves, you know, knowing every answer to trivia. Like little kids, little kids. He's going to be alive and well till the end of time, you know? And however people choose to continue that legacy is personal to them. That's another thing I think is so beautiful about Elvis, is that he is alive in all of us in a very unique and different way. Elvis is beautiful because we can keep him in our hearts in our own ways. And that's something that kind of goes along with the idea that I was mentioning beforehand. Like, oh, I used to think if I couldn't get people to see him the way I saw him, I was failing him. That's not true. He can mean something different to me than he means to you. I can know him in a different way than you know him, and not to be like woo-woo or like wacky about it. But when you really just stop and think about it, my idea of him, the way I know him might be different from the way you know him. But guess what? We know him. We know him. We're here loving him. We are here loving him together. And that is all that should matter. That is all that should matter. And do I disagree with some of the content I see sometimes, or, you know, some of the people's statements or opinions? Yes. But that's life. People are always going to have something to say. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to agree with you all the time. And that is life. And I think as a young person who's in this community, I'm so grateful that I have learned how to deal with people who aren't like me. Because while we're all here for the same thing, or we should all be here for Elvis Presley himself, that doesn't mean we're all alike in that. You know what I mean? The common thread, the root of it all should be Elvis Presley. But that doesn't mean that we are all thinking, the wheels are not all turning the same way. You know what I mean? And through being here, I have learned to deal with people who are not like me, people who don't think like me. And I think that is such a valuable life lesson. As a young person, I will take that with me wherever I go. And it has made my life so much happier, so much more peaceful, to realize it is okay to keep scrolling. It is okay to not agree, but you don't have to make it a huge thing and fill it with hatred. This community should be a family. It should be a friendship. It should be a tight-knit group of people who, while we might not always share the same views on everything, we are here for Elvis at the end of the day. He is our common thread. He's alive in everybody in different ways. And I think that's beautiful. When I first came into this community in 2019 or whatever, I started off making singing videos with my ukulele. I would sing Elvis songs with my ukulele, and that's what I would post, or like little pictures of him, and that's it. And I came to this community in hopes of finding just a couple people who I could go to and talk about Elvis with and geek out over Elvis with, because I was a young fan who had nobody in my everyday life except for my mom who liked Elvis like I did. And so I was like, maybe if I join, like, you know, Instagram or whatever, post a couple pictures of him, like, I like singing, I just got out of college or just went into college for theater arts. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll meet some people. Who's to say? I didn't know, but I ended up finding so many people who welcomed me here, even though my content might have not have been like theirs, or my mindset, process, goals, whatever, might have not been like theirs, that I was welcomed here immediately. What I think about that version of Mary, that young version of Mary who joined this, what if I was told I didn't belong here because I was making singing videos, and that was seen as less than, or I didn't know anything really about anything outside of Elvis and me. I hadn't read really anything outside of Elvis and me or a couple picture books. What if I was, you know, well, you're not educated. Why are you even here? What if you came from a movie? Austin Butler fans, or, you know, Baz Luhrmann fans or whatever. You came here because something in that movie caught your eye. You came here because you wanted to know more. Everything is a stepping stone, and everybody is at different phases of their Elvis journey than everybody else. Nobody's the same. I'm just like sounding like a broken record at this point, but to exclude people or to tell people you don't belong here because blah, 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 dot, 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 whatever it is so detrimental to not only like just humanity and kindness and community, but also to Elvis Presley himself. Because I think if you like Elvis, if you're interested at all in Elvis Presley, hello, you belong here. Come talk to me. You don't even need to think about things the same way I do. You could know nothing. You could be just like, oh, I came here because I like Priscilla. I came here because I saw the Priscilla movie. Hello, like come in. I would so welcome anyone who is even an inkling interested in Elvis Presley. The content I make is mostly for people who hate on Elvis Presley or people who don't understand Elvis Presley. I make content for people who might not even be fans. So it's like, I can't imagine what would have happened to me if I was excluded from this community coming in as a young fan who was interested in singing on my ukulele. You know what I mean? Like, to judge people based off of what they make or the kind of content they make, or God forbid their outward appearance, you don't even know anything about them, you don't even know why they're here in the first place because you don't know them, is crazy to me. Because you're not only hurting them, you're not only hurting that person, but you're hurting Elvis because they're here because they're interested in him. What an opportunity to bring people into this amazing community that, yes, it has its flaws, girl. Every community is going to, because it's filled with people from all different backgrounds, all different mindsets and opinions and everything. But there's beauty in that as well. A beautiful community of people who come together, who love a man in their own special way, but love a man who's changed their life, or a man that touch their hearts in a way that they just can't let go of. Oh, I saw that movie and I want to know more. I saw that movie and I'm curious. I'm interested. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Not everybody is going to be the same kind of fan as you. Not everybody is. And that is okay. That's okay. It really is okay. At the end of the day, referring to this community as a place that's filled with a bunch of young, wild, obsessive girls is so disrespectful to what I know this community to be. And that is a community that has taught me about life, has taught me how to deal with people, love people, try to understand people. That's what I've learned from doing everything that I do for this man. I'm sorry, I'm pointing to this poster because he's right there. But literally everything that I've learned about how to love him, how to understand him, how to look for logic, how to look for understanding, how to look for love and kindness and empathy, compassion, all of these things, I can apply those same things as I study to try to understand Elvis. I have implemented those things in everybody I met. Everybody I've met in this community, outside this community. I believe this community has made me better at dealing with people who aren't like me, and trying to understand where they're coming from, trying to understand the circumstances that brought them to where they are, and also just being like an open-minded, kind-hearted person and accepting people for what they are, and realizing at the end of the day that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not you love the movies or love the music or love, you don't listen to any of that stuff and you're just interested in reading all the books, or you're just interested in the history of whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody at the end of the day has their own unique thing. Everybody, the thing that speaks to them. And it doesn't have to be the same as mine. It doesn't have to be the same as Kelly down the street. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be what speaks to you. And as long as you are keeping Elvis Presley's name alive, his legacy, through respect and through kindness and love, as long as you're respecting him and keeping his name alive in that way, welcome. You know what I mean? I will gladly welcome anybody who is interested, anybody who is experienced, anybody who doesn't know anything but is curious and leading with respect. Welcome. You know what I mean? I think that's all I really have to say. I hope this made sense. If not, that's okay. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay too. But I thought it would have been too dismissive of me to sit back and not say anything as a young person whose life has been changed through this community, through being here in this community, through learning about myself, about other people, and about this guy through this community. I would not be who I am today without it. And I thank everybody who has welcomed me here, who has been kind to me here, who has seen me through a bunch of life. Just, I've changed and I've grown so much through being here. Sorry, I'm getting emotional, but it's like, without this community, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I'd be. I definitely wouldn't have had half of the happiness and joy and love that I have had, and half the friendships. I wouldn't have had that. And if I would have cut out everybody who didn't think like me, or everybody that I didn't see eye to eye with, I'd be a very unhappy person, and I would have not grown nearly as much as I have to this day. So yeah, that's all I want to say. I just want to say I'm thankful. And because young people are being talked about right now and kind of being put on the hot seat, as a young person who is a part of this community, and as a young person that doesn't always, I make content that's very deep and very focused, you know, and not everybody does that. Not everybody makes content like that. Sometimes people just make a meme, girl, and post it on their page, and that is okay. I don't expect everybody or anybody to post the things I do, to be interested even in the same things I do. It doesn't need to be like that. I think whatever way you choose to love him and carry on his name, as long as it's through respect and adoration and that love that he was all about, that's beautiful. I really truly believe that. But yeah, I'm here because of him. I am here because of him. He brought me here. He kept me here. And my life has been changed because of him and because of being here for him. My focus will always be on him. And yeah, I just feel like there's so much I want to say, so many things I feel, but just not enough words to express it. But I am grateful to be here. I am so grateful, and I'm not going anywhere. And I hope nobody else goes anywhere either. Continue to share the things that speak to you. Continue to be exactly who you are. As long as you are leading with love and light and respect, and you were respecting Elvis, you were respecting his fans, you were respecting people around you, I support you 1,000%. I support you 1,000%. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. You don't have to think like me. You don't have to like the same people that I like, whatever. But our common thread is Elvis Presley. And as long as you love and respect him, and you are here for those reasons, then you're very welcome in my book. And I hope other people as well. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I love you guys, and I'm very thankful for all of you. I really, truly am. And I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.